Hello students, welcome to the next physics class. Today I am going to start a new chapter 4, Motion in a Plane. These are the contents in this video: Introduction, Scalar, Vector and Tensor Quantities, Types of Vectors. Students, earlier we have studied the motion of an object along a straight line, isn't it? In this chapter, we will study the motion of an object in 2 dimensions. 2 dimensions means in a plane, okay, and 3 dimensions, that is in space. So in this chapter we are going to study the motion of an object in 2 dimension as well as in 3 dimension. As a simple case of motion in a plane, we shall discuss motion with constant acceleration and treat it in details as projectile and circular motion. Okay, I have given projectile motion example. You would have studied circular motion in the previous classes. Okay, you know about what is circular motion, isn't it? So, we'll see in detailed manner about this projectile and circular motion in this lesson. Students, let us see about scalar, vector and tensor quantities. You know very well what is scalar and vector quantities. Okay, a new term tensor is also included here. We'll see what is scalar quantity now. The physical quantities which are completely specified by their magnitude or size alone are called scalar quantities. Example, length, mass, density, speed, work, etc. What is vector quantity? It has both magnitude and direction, isn't it? Examples are velocity, displacement, acceleration, etc. And these vectors can be divided into 2 types. First type is polar vectors. See, this kind of vectors which have a starting point or a point of application, right? So these vectors have a starting point or point of application. And look at the second type, axial vector. These vectors which represent rotational effect and act along the axis of rotation. Is that clear? So we have axis of rotation and along with that it will represent rotational effect. Okay, examples are torque, angular momentum, etc. I have explained what is angular momentum, torque in my first chapter itself. Okay, right. And look at the third quantity, tensor quantity. Tensor quantities are those physical quantities which have different values in different directions at the same point. Okay, example, moment of inertia, radius of gyration, modulus of elasticity, pressure, stress, conductivity, resistivity, refractive index, wave velocity and density. Okay, so these are all the examples for tensors. So what is tensor quantity? It have different values in different directions at the same time. Okay, magnitude of tensor is not unique. We will see what is moment of inertia, radius of gyration, modulus of elasticity in this lesson. Okay. Characteristics of vectors. So it has 4 characteristics. First character is these possesses both magnitude and direction. This is the first characteristic of vector. So these possesses both magnitude and direction. Second characteristic is these do not obey the ordinary law of algebra. Okay, so vectors will not obey ordinary law of algebra. Third characteristic is these change if either magnitude or direction or both change. Okay, so vector will change if either magnitude or direction or both. Okay, then fourth characteristic, these are represented by bold-faced letters or letters having arrow over them. For example, if I'm going to give you a vector A vector. Okay, so bold letter, okay, bold A or a vector with arrow over them. So this will specify the vector. Is that clear to you? So what is the first character? These possesses both magnitude and direction. Then second character, so these vectors will not obey ordinary law of algebra. And third characteristic is, so these vectors will change if magnitude or direction or both. So if any one change means this vector will change. And what is the fourth characteristic? So this will be represented by bold letter, okay, or a letter having arrow over them. So this is the manner we will be mentioning. We will be mentioning the vector. Students will be having 11 different types of vectors. Okay, so we'll see one by one. First type is equal vectors. Two vectors of equal magnitude in same direction are called equal vectors. Look at the diagram, students. I have given vector A and vector B. Both are having equal magnitude and both are specifying the same direction. Look at the arrow mark. Okay, so both are specifying the same direction. So this kind of vectors are called equal vectors. Students, this is your second type, negative vectors. What do you mean by negative vectors? Two vectors. I have given the diagram A and B. Okay, two vectors of equal magnitude but in opposite directions are called negative vector. See, look at the diagram. Both the vectors are having same magnitude but both are specifying opposite directions, isn't it? So this kind of vectors are called negative vectors. Type is zero vector or null vector. A vector whose magnitude is 0 is known as zero or null vector. Its direction is not defined. It is denoted by 0. Okay, I have given the diagram. See, this is normal vector, students. Okay, vector A. How we will specify vector. Okay, so bold letter, or as I told you, we used to mention vector as bold letter or a letter with a small arrow on head. Okay, so this is the way we used to mention vector. And I have given the next diagram, zero vector. So how we have to mention zero vector? 0, right? So its direction is not defined. Okay, whenever the magnitude of the vector is 0, it is called zero vector or null vector. Is that clear? So we'll see what are all the example for when we will get zero vector. We'll see velocity of a stationary object, acceleration of an object moving with uniform velocity, and resultant of two equal and opposite vectors are the examples of null vector. Is that clear? I repeat, velocity of a stationary object. Okay, whenever the object is in stationary position, okay, so you will get a zero vector. Or acceleration of an object moving with uniform velocity. So where you will get a zero vector. And resultant of two equal and opposite vectors. So two equal with same magnitude, equal and opposite vectors. Okay, for example, 5a. Okay, so this will be towards your right hand side. And look at the second vector. So it is opposite, right? So 5b, for example. So this is opposite to a. So if you add both the things, both the vectors 5 and minus 5, you will get 0 vector. Okay, so these are all the three conditions where you will get a 0 vector. Fourth type is unit vector. A vector having unit magnitude is called unit vector. Unit means what? 1. A vector having unit magnitude is called unit vector. Okay, so a unit vector in the direction of vector A is given by, see, generally we used to mention unit vector with a letter over cap. Okay, A cap is equal to A divided by modulus of A, where A is the vector, where modulus of A is magnitude of the vector. Okay, A, I repeat, A is vector, modulus of A is magnitude of the vector. Okay, is that clear? A unit vector is unitless and dimensionless vector, and it represents only direction. Okay. Type is orthogonal vectors. The unit vectors along the direction of orthogonal axis. Okay, I repeat, the unit vectors along the direction of orthogonal axis, that is x-axis, y-axis and z-axis are called orthogonal unit vectors. They are represented by I cap, comma, j cap and k cap. Look at the diagram, students. Towards your x-axis, along with your x-axis, you have I cap. So this I, j and k are your unit vectors. So these vectors are going to represent along the direction of orthogonal axis. Okay, axes is like x, y and z axis. Is that clear? Sixth type is co-initial vectors. Okay, vectors having a common initial point are called co-initial vectors. Look at the diagram, students. Vector A and vector B, they have a common initial point O. Is that clear? So this kind of vectors are called co-initial vectors. Seventh type is collinear vectors. The two or more vectors are said to be collinear when they act along the same lines or parallel lines. I repeat, when two or more vectors are said to be collinear when they act along the same line or parallel lines. Okay, so it's very simple. Students, look at the diagram. When two vectors acts along the same line. Okay, look at this two diagram. This is two diagrams. Okay, when two vectors are acts along the same line or two vectors acts along parallel lines. So look at this diagram. So two vectors A and B, they are parallel to each other. And look at the third diagram, they are parallel to each other but both are specifying opposite directions. Okay, so this kind of vectors are called collinear vectors. So this may have equal or unequal magnitudes. Okay, right? I repeat, the two or more vectors are said to be collinear when they act along the same line or parallel lines. Eighth type is coplanar vectors. Vectors acting in the same plane are called coplanar vectors. See, imagine you have three vectors u, v and w. Okay, so both all the three vectors, they are lying in the same plane of paper. Imagine this is your plane of paper. Okay, so all the three vectors u, v and w all are lying in a same plane. So whenever vectors acting in a same plane, they are called coplanar vectors. Type is localized vector. A vector whose initial point is fixed is called localized vector. Okay, example, position vector of a particle. Initial point lies at the origin, isn't it? So position vector of a particle is fixed. So this is the example for localized vector. So whenever the vector whose initial point is fixed are called localized vector. 10th type is non-localized or free vector. So what is this? Just the opposite of localized vector. Okay, a vector whose initial point is not fixed is called non-localized or a free vector. Example, velocity vector of a particle moving along a straight line. So velocity of a particle, right? So this is an example for non-localized or free vector. The last type is position vector. A vector representing the straight line distance and the direction of any point or object with respect to the origin is called position vector. So students, we have discussed what is scalar, vector and tensor quantities in this video, and we discussed what are all the types of vectors with diagrammatic representations, isn't it? So I'll meet you in my next video. Thank you.